You're listening to the Impact Implosion on the Angry Marks Podcast Network.
April 19th, 2016. It is another episode of the Impact Implosion here on the Angry Marks Podcast Network. My name is Seth Draken, and on the other end, well, I'm not even going to try to do that. It's Mike Poland. The show doesn't deserve it.
Hello, everybody. I'll listen later.
The show doesn't deserve my special introductions that are rip-off from Wrestle Crap. Doesn't deserve that tonight. So we got to get into some news. Big news tonight.
Jacob to my Eli.
Yes. Oh, God. The Jacob to my Eli. Fucking hell. We got to talk about the new company, TNA. That might buy TNA. Aerolux.
What?
Aerolux is what the company's called. And apparently they've been the ones funding TNA to get talent to the tapings, this last tapings and this upcoming tapings.
Yep.
And it's been debated on this one that apparently this is the debated rumor is that Aerolux needs the money back or they own majority of TNA. Now this is debated between both Mike Johnson and Dave Meltzer. Debated between the two. And guess who's two of the members of this grand company is?
As my reference was earlier.
Ron and Don Harris. The Harris twins. And if you ever want to know what the problem is with the Harris twins running this wrestling company, well, there's an infamous picture from a show they had where one of them came out in an SS shirt. And another one has a kind of questionable tattoo on them.
They're racist.
There might be neo-Nazis.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yes.
How long before we see a Human Torch match?
Well, WCW already did it.
Let's play with fire. That's a safe idea.
Yeah.
Get buy rates up.
But apparently there's another company, and apparently this information wasn't going to come out, but it was going to come. They wanted to keep it quiet, but it was going to come out no matter what. This one about Aerolux. This was going to come out no matter what.
Sounds like a medicine you take for indigestion. In any event.
We also need to talk about Billy Corgan, because he decided on a radio show to call social justice writers the KKK.
Wait, what?
He compared them to the Ku Klux Klan.
What did he say this about?
So-called social justice warriors. People who are basically, you might have heard about a lot of the, the Ferguson killings and stuff, a lot of the people that are going on, people who are going on about it are some of the social justice warriors. Very much racially from black people. A lot of African Americans reverse racism shit. Now,
this is the guy representing your company.
Yeah. Now, I hate the social justice writers, these people, and I've compared them to Fox News. They are that bad. But I'm not comparing them to the Ku Klux Klan, because one thing they don't do that the Ku Klux Klan does, kill people.
No, they don't.
They don't freaking lynch people.
They might not be good people, but they don't kill people.
No, they may lie and they may plagiarize like one of them does, like a motherfucker, but they don't lynch people. So, I'm not gonna... Oh, and TNA's ad rates. The run-in before now that 70s show, that's the show that's running before it. You want to get Days of Our Lives ad revenue. The lead-in revenue of $44,135 for the Days of Our Lives lead revenue. And the average unit cost of a 30-second ad is $1,100 to $1,250. TNA, and this is first run airing, $18,414 on revenue. And average cost for a 30-second ad is $335.
Yep.
And
Sounds fun.
an acquired movie that had a 30-second ad of You Got Mail, $406.
Oh, good
So
Lord.
yes, TNA's 30-second ads are freaking cheaper, are less valuable than a Days of Our Lives rerun and an acquired movie trailer of You've Got Mail.
Yeah.
That's the company you're buying into. It's a company that Dixie's trying to make people buy 49% of, because she will not give all of it away.
Because she's an idiot.
She's a fucking idiot. And JR posted this about his good friend Toby Keith, how he was going to buy the company, and Jim Ross said he would have been willing to broadcast for them if Toby Keith ran the company.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen because Dixie wants to stay in the company and wants majority ownership.
Yes, she wants to stay on the sinking ship.
Yes, she wants it to be her stinking ship and nobody else's.
Yes, Dixie is the iceberg. TNA is the Titanic.
So yes, that's all the news, I think. Do you have any news? I think that was it. We'll talk about the show because I think it is time to talk about this show. It starts off with both Hardys arriving to the arena earlier today, and then we start off with a ladder match for control of the Knockouts division. And the surprising thing about this match, no jobber entrances. Although, considering how much this match got, I can see why nobody got jobber entrances. Oh, by the way,
so here's the problem I have.
Despite Jade no longer being a member of the Dollhouse, and her and Marty Bell and Rebel being separate from her, still the same music.
Here's the problem I have. On one show, WWE, they're actually trying to rebuild the women's division here a little bit.
And give them longer matches.
Yeah. And here, this match is about 7 minutes.
9 minutes.
And it's garbage.
9-minute ladder match.
It's garbage except for a couple spots.
I'm not kidding you. They decided a 9-minute ladder match on free TV. 9 minutes for a ladder.
Gail Kim and Terrence Terrell had a ladder match a couple years back?
Oh, God, yes. And that match got like 15 or 20 minutes.
Yes. And it was a great match. This match was not.
I know.
And you have some good workers here. And Maria.
Highlights being Gail getting attacked by Rosemary and the Decay takes her away.
Oh, we'll talk about that as we go through the show.
Maria hiding. Marty with a power bomb that could have broken Jade's neck.
Woof.
And Maria hitting Velvet with a kendo stick, climbing the ladder, and winning.
Yay. Huzzah.
So yes, Maria is the control of the Knockouts division now.
Woof. I can't wait to see what comes out of the tapings this weekend.
Well, and also we got Sacrifice, which was taped already, so.
That's next week.
Yeah, next week.
We'll get to that.
Drew tells the cameraman to get over here as he is going to call out Franklin.
Yeah.
Well, he has taped ribs. He's going to call out a guy.
He doesn't want to wrestle. He wants to fight, even though doctors told him not to.
That's where you need to get to that. Maria's backstage talking about all the power. Next week, things are going to change. And then we see the Decay having Gail Kim climbing up the stairs. Someone might want to call the cops here, because I think that leads to the catwalk.
The catwalk.
So
he's not doing a little turn on the catwalk.
So here comes Drew, and he says that, I'm mad. TNA officials and the medical team says I couldn't wrestle tonight, but they didn't say anything about fighting.
Lashley, get out here.
Yeah, Frank will get out here. So, but instead, Spud comes out. And Spud says, you know, if I could fight you right now, I could be the new world champion. And he's like, you want to try it? And he's like, no, I ain't here to fight. I'm just here to tell you. And also tell Jeff Hardy that he's going to lose. But I'm here to tell you that you shouldn't have done this. So here comes Tyrus.
Oh, and he's going to talk now, too.
Tyrus says, I've been waiting my time. I've been waiting patiently, and I'm going to cash in.
Well, at least we don't have to waste the pay-per-view with this match.
And if I was Tyrus, I would have cashed in right here and now, since technically he could do that.
And Drew's hurt.
Yeah, technically he can do that. He did give warning. He did give previous that he wants a match tonight.
Yep, but he didn't do it.
But no, he's going to give Drew until next week. But before that, he's going to beat the shit out of him and try to injure his ribs.
Yay. Drew versus Tyrus at Sacrifice.
Which is probably going to be the main event.
Oh, God. Considering what they've got built up for next week.
We got Matt Hardy with his own camera crew called the Hardy Brand Cam.
Whoa.
Which basically says, Jeff, you did this. You caused me to do this. I want you out of my life, and I'm going to finish you forever. Then we go to wherever the hell the Decay hides, and Gail Kim is tied up with
Let me go!
With a pentagram in front of her.
A pentagram?
Yes. There was a fucking pentagram drawn in front of her. And she talks about how she is going to be the pawn so they can get what they want. And then, well, actually, no, that didn't happen later, but Rosemary talks to Gail and says they're going to get what they want. And she's a pawn. So, because of that interesting segment, all three members of the X Division title triple threat match got jobber entrances.
Yay. Generic Trevor Lee versus DJZ versus Eddie Edwards.
This was a nothing match.
What?
And boy, was it a nothing match.
The X Division title gets defended for the first time in months, and it's nothing.
It's nothing. Gregory Shane Helms takes out DJZ on the outside, and Andrew Everett pushes Eddie Edwards off the top rope and into a knee by Trevor Lee, and the champ retains.
Yep. And Helms' new guy is Andrew Everett.
Yeah, I said Andrew Everett.
What is he doing out here? Well, obviously, he's helping Helms' guy there.
He hits a 630 senton onto DJZ, I believe, or was it Eddie Edwards?
I have never seen that move before.
Actually, I've seen it. You know how I know what it is? I looked it up on Wikipedia, and there it is as one of his finishers, a 630 senton.
It's not the same one that Jarrell Clark used to use.
Yeah, who was Mr. 630, I believe.
Yes, and it's fallen off the face of the earth, pretty much.
So yes, TNA. And they call themselves the Helms Dynasty.
Oh, God.
And then we get EY and Bram, which is probably the only segment I was actually okay with. EY says he hates everyone in the building. Then he says, you know what? This is the last time you're going to see me tonight. I'm leaving. And he also says, Bram, come on. And Bram says, no.
No. I actually like it here.
I actually like it here. I'm tired of playing second fiddle to you. And you know what? I think that King of the Mountain title's getting heavy on you. And you don't have the balls to face me. EY's response? Kick Bram in the balls. It says, all right. I don't have it. You're right. I don't have any balls. So I won't be mad when I kick you in the balls. I won't be hurt.
Hit him with a pile driver and tries to cut his beard off.
Well, he does.
Usually when you do that, you try to put him to sleep first.
Well, he's out, so.
Yeah. And this will set up the match next week.
Yeah. And Jeff Hardy is cutting a promo about how he didn't want to do this either. But Matt's gone crazy and stuff, and while he's doing this, he's painting his face.
Oof.
So suddenly, Mike Bennett's in the ring with Maria.
Yes.
And he says, well, you know what? It's fairy tale time with the Miracle.
Story time.
No, he calls it fairy tale time. And he says, once there was this great prince named EC3 who had all the power, everything. And then a white knight showed up named the Miracle. And soon as the white knight showed up, EC3's everything in EC3 was falling apart and his friends were gone. And all he did was blame me. While my stock was starting to rise, and all he could do was blame me for all his troubles.
Mm-hmm.
Mike says, this is my kingdom, and you're right, I stole all of your power, EC3, by beating you last week.
Yes.
And EC3 comes out. Thank God, because I had been giving Mike Bennett some tips, some compliments the last few weeks. That didn't happen tonight. This was bad.
Yeah, that was boring.
That was boring, yes.
He's stealing a page out of the Adam Cole playbook with that.
Yeah, or the
time.
Roman Reigns story time. Surprised he didn't talk about magic beanstalks and shit.
Suffer succotash.
EC3 says that while Bennett won by DQ, you did win. I'll give you that. I still kicked your ass. And then EC3 owned Bennett on the mic, making fun of his golden shoes. And, we both work out, except I don't skip leg day. Yes, he made fun of Mike Bennett's skinny legs. He says, you know what? We both have a lot in common. We're both powerful, although there's a difference. You like redheads. I'm more brunette. We both work out, although I don't skip leg day. So, yes. And he says, Mike Bennett hasn't beaten a damn thing. Why don't you tell the world champion that? Because he did pin him. And Ethan and Mike says, look, you're a pathetic little boy who blames all your problems on me. And you know what? I beat you. It's never going to happen again. We're never wrestling again. I'm done with you. And EC3's like, oh, I'm going to hunt and stalk you, and I'm going to be in your shadows, and you'll accept. And he's like, no, I'm not going to accept. We can do this all night long, but I will always win, and you will find some sorry-ass excuse for why you lost. And EC3's like, all right, I'm going to give you a chance to be a made man.
You can beat my streak.
I have never been pinned. I have never been submitted. Next week, why don't we do no disqualifications and no countouts? Not because of the weapons thing. Not so I don't get this, but to see who the better man is, who gets the pinfall. And if you want, you got to end my streak. You got to beat me. You want to beat me this time? You got to really beat me.
Yep.
So Mike Bennett says, if it will silence you and all of these doubters, if beating you legit is going to silence you, actually goes face on this, silence you and all these doubters, then I say yes, we do. And then EC3 says, it's going to take a miracle for you to beat me. Then we go to Gail Kim getting tied up with a pentagram near her. And she calls the Decay insane, and they laugh. And says, dude, why? Insanity? You know what insanity is? Doing the same thing and repeating itself. We're going to end that. We're going to stop the insanity. But we want the attention and the chaos. And you're going to give us that. Mm-hmm. And then, after a commercial break, Al Snow's in the ring. This segment, Al Snow cuts a promo talking about how we are ruining wrestling today. How wrestling used to be good, how we are ruining it. His reason? He is in the ring, and we are out there.
That's great logic, Al.
That is the fucking worst answer I have ever heard. Hey, I'm running for president, and you know why? Because I'm here and you're there.
You're beneath me.
That's not a beneath you thing. That's a you had nothing else to give. Why basically we're ruining wrestling.
Woof.
We're not ruining wrestling.
And he calls out Shearer and they have a terrible match.
Oh dear God, this match.
Mm-hmm.
This is sadly happening. This sadly happened, people.
Luckily it's not next week.
Well, Al Snow starts getting the advantage early and asks fans to come in. And he said, yeah, I thought so. Let me enlighten Al Snow a minute of why the fans are not coming in. Because somebody would. Because you know what? Somebody would come in. And you know what? Security would send them to jail. And you know what? We're getting a free show We're not going to waste our time getting fucking arrested for this shit.
Nope.
You try that shit in WWE, somebody will be drunk enough and dumb enough to do it. Here, there's no fucking point. So then Shiro starts getting fired up and basically starts beating up on... And Al Snow wins the match because he uses the taped weapon, taped fit. He uses a taped, like, brass knuckle-like thing. Hits Shiro in the head.
The punch.
Drops it. Pins Shiro 1, 2, 3.
And the referee mentions it somehow.
Wins a fucking match in 2016. Are you out of your goddamn minds, TNA? Are you
out of the company that's letting racists run them?
And then Decay talks about sacrifices and saying, if we don't get what we want, you will be sacrificed. They have just murder here, along with kidnapping. Someone might want to fucking call the cops here.
Where's Dixie?
And at this point, I am saying the best this show can hope for is a D or a C if both next two segments are 4-star segments.
I don't think we're going to get that.
That didn't happen. As we
got
also
to see the acting ability of Bobby Roode.
We also got Eli Drake saying next week there's going to be a show called The Fact of Life, and I'm going to name all the dummies.
Including himself, right? Or no, he's not going to name him. But...
So here comes the Decay with the bound Gail Kim, and Rosemary starts calling us all. That's a good promo, Rosemary here, calling us all puppets. How they've gotten our strings cut, and we may cut yours too, Gail, if we get what we want.
This part is good, the next part is not.
So, and then it's like, and Abyss is like, but instead, if we don't, we might cut your little head off.
Death! Yay!
No one can help them. So they want beer money.
Let her go! Let her go!
Beer money comes out, saying, let her go, come on, this has nothing to do with you. It's like, don't get any closer. We may have Rosemary here snap Gail's pretty little neck. Don't get any closer. And he's like, what do you want? He's like, we want a title match. And to get Beer Buddy, Bobby Roode says, all you had to do was ask. You didn't need to do this. Really?
Huh.
And they start letting Gail go, but then they grab her back and be like, no, still, we need one more thing. We want it to be no rules, no regulations, and all of this jazz stuff, chaos, carnage. Will you walk through the Valley of the Shadows with us? And Beer Money says, fine, whatever.
Yay, may I walk through the Valley of the Shadow of Death.
Valley of the Shadows match. Here's
Because
the problem with this.
We can't do another Monsters Ball.
Yes, it is basically a Monsters Ball match. But they've decided to call it the Valley of Shadows. I really don't... Everything they explain about this match makes it seem like you're just renaming it and not changing anything else about it. So Gail is freed. Beer Money accepts. Rosemary says anyone can walk the Valley of the Shadows, but only one can escape, and that is Decay. Decay. Decay.
Decay.
So... after all that shit, the best I can hope this show gets a D. Because that was not a 4-star segment. And then we start off the main event, which is the Hardy versus Hardy I Quit match, with Jeff Hardy getting a jobber entrance. I'm not fucking kidding here. Jeff Hardy is in the ring while his music's playing. Jeff Hardy got jobber entrance in here. His brother got the actual entrance. So... you are, at the beginning of this match, really starts bad as you are watching two guys really out of shape, flopping around.
We're old.
They really are showing their age in this match. And they go for a figure 4, and they reverse it, and then they go back, and Rockstar Spud interferes, and as soon as almost as immediately as he interferes, he gets dispatched by Jeff Hardy.
Buried.
And then they go to the outside, and they start doing moves on this barrier, asking for I quits. And we go to a commercial break.
Jeff tried to go for a dive or something.
Oh yeah, he went for a dive. He went for a dive and got hit with a steel chair. Got a steel chair thrown at him.
Oh.
This match is not getting good. This match was bad. I was like, this match better pick up.
The Hardys have never had a good feud against each other.
They've never had a good match really against each other either.
It's because they're two guys that no one wants to see feud.
And they're two guys who may know each other by the book, but they don't know how to counter that. How to do good counters against each other.
And it's also 2016.
Yes. So they go to the production area, and in a moment I had told you, leading up to the show, before we started, why is there a steel pipe on the production area? Because Matt Hardy goes to a production table, he picks up a steel pipe, and right next to a ring bell, and I am like, what the fuck is that doing there?
Somebody forgot.
That should be under the ring, but no, it's in the production area. You know, I understand what you put it under the ring so there can be weapons, whatever. Production area is not a place for weapons. It's a place for stuff that you use for production. So they go over to the Mexican area. The Mexican commentators have left, and we have a funny moment here where Matt Hardy tries to do the twist of fate with Jeff Hardy's neck on the chair. Jeff Hardy reverses it, and Jeff Hardy hits Matt with the chair while it is still wrapped around his neck. He just charges at him with it. And I'm like, oh my God. You know that's going to hurt you more. That might hurt you more than it hurts Matt.
I don't think Jeff cares.
I don't think Jeff gives a shit. Jeff does
the spot he does at the end of the match.
Jeff slides down the staircase way to nail his brother with the chair. Then we get Matt Hardy hits a side effect onto the railway because there was a setup railway between chairs and stuff. And the dumbass ref here asks Matt if he wants to quit. He doesn't ask Jeff. He asks Matt, the one who hit the side effect. And Matt looks at him.
How about asking the guy that got hit by it?
And Matt looks at him and just says, hell no.
Are you serious?
Are you? Yeah. Matt, you just have to look at Matt looks at the guy like, what? And even the commentators try to say, I guess he's trying to ask one of them because it was a hard-hitting move. The commentators can't even cover this mistake up because this is a fucking huge mistake. You're a referee here. You got to know which guy. It's just logic, eyesight. One of these guys got hit with the move. Don't ask the guy who hit the move.
Oh.
So Jeff basically gets his brother in a sleeper hold on the table, causes his brother to pass out. And he's like, dude, he's out. He's out, man. He's out, man. He's like, I can't. This match only ends when he quits.
But he's out.
He's out. He can't quit.
You're an idiot.
So, and then we get the most reckless, the most pointless and dangerous spot of the match, which ends this fucking thing.
Wait, a dangerous spot in the Jeff Hardy match? You don't say.
Jeff Hardy goes up the stairs that are leading to the catwalk.
Oh no.
He goes into the middle. He steps up on the rails, and he jumps off to hit a swanton bomb on his brother through the table. This seems like a six spot. This is a pointless spot. The fans are chanting, "This is awesome."
No, it's not.
No, it's not. But of course, they all assumed this match would continue. And I actually have sources that say the fans assumed this match was continuing. That's why they were saying this is awesome. What they didn't know was that this is the end of the match.
Yep.
Both men are being attended to. Nobody says I quit. They're like, put his leg up. Take his leg and stuff. What did you say he said?
No, the referee was like, check his legs. Jesus.
Check his leg. Jesus. Yes. This is what happens. And some people are even saying this match was supposed to continue, but something happened, and Matt's legit injured. They don't know what happened here, but this was rather random that this match ended. The fans were not happy were not legit happy at the end of this. TNA's production company basically gave the fans an FU and said, you know what? You're not going to get an end to this match. It's going to end, but you're not going to get a finish.
Nope.
I have never seen a company, and I'm sure I'm going to be told wrongly, I have never seen a company that does an I Quit match and doesn't end it. Has no ending to it.
Happened.
Somebody's always said I quit, whether it was audio tuned, audio forced or something, or was put in there. Somebody has always said I quit. Here, nobody said it. The match ends. The show ends. Good night. Fuck this show. Fuck this company. This gets an F.
Yep, about right.
I'm going to tell you this. The last time I gave this show an F was in 2013 when AJ Styles lost. Left. AJ Styles lost on his way out due to 12 interferences to put over
every heel on the roster. Yes,
to put over the current champ, the guy who's staying. The guy. Thankfully, Magnus is no longer there because that's a great way to build up your champion. He needs everybody in the freaking book to beat the other guy who's leaving, who's not coming back, and is gone.
Terrible, terrible show.
It was a terrible show, and this show is just as bad.
Yep.
This show was a mess. This show, like I said, was reckless, was stupid, and pointless, and had so many fucking holes in it that you could put a pencil through one of them. You could put 10,000 pencils through it. This just was bad. And somebody even had a better idea to a finish, because it would actually be a finish, and said, I thought we were going to get the ending of Jeff saying, I quit, and this is Chris Ifil.
Or Matt saying, I quit.
No, Jeff saying, I quit, because Matt would use his son as a human shield.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, you know what? That would make Matt a douchebag and ruin his marriage to Rebby. But in storyline point, that would be the finish to a fucking match. That would be a better finish than what we got.
Than the one we got.
Than the one we got.
Yep.
Because somebody would say, I quit. This is bad, folks. Hopefully next week's going to change that. But I'm hearing that freaking Drew Galloway versus Tyrus is going to be the main event over a match, which is over EC3 versus Bennett, which has a better finish, I've been told.
Yeah.
Has a more finish that is worthwhile. This show was absolute garbage.
Yeah. And on that note, I don't have anything to sell this week.
Well,
do you?
I do. This Saturday,
okay, tell away.
We're gonna I'm gonna induct in Unfriended. It's gonna be posted. That induction of Unfriended.
Oh
and,
God!
There's gonna be so much fucking text in this movie. There's not gonna be a lot of pictures because this movie is boring and it is stupid. And it
Send me a link when you post it. I want to see it because I've seen the movie.
It's gonna deal with a lot of reading. A lot of reading. Trust me. It's gonna be a lot of reading because, oh boy, this movie.
It's terrible.
It is bad, and the critics love it, of course.
Although
critics do like this movie. It is a 60%.
Everybody's a douchebag. Everybody dies.
But here's the thing: it's got an audience score of 37%. So the audience hates this movie. Critics like it.
Yeah.
So enjoy that Saturday.
And on that note, we will be back next week.
Miley, we are going to bed.
Good night.